rest, my old friend.
Good, an American. Just when I am needing help on my English lessons.
Where is the pen of my aunt? The pen of my aunt is on the table.
No time, flyboy. Capn Murica.
It's really time to talk about this one. It's not a legendary movie. It's not some cult classic as people say. It's just a shit movie. And it took me, I don't know, it took like 5 years of my life because I had to watch it at least 10 times by now because of editing of this video and everything. And I'm really mad about it. I really am. I had some great expectations because I found about it after like 30 years. And I've been a long time fan of comics and SF and fantasy and all this good stuff. But this one, it really disappointed. Talking about Captain America, and not the first Avenger, not the Winter Soldier, not the latest one, not anything in that part. It's a Captain America from 1990. And it has been buried with a reason, I guess. You Marvel fans, especially the hardcore ones, you can get mad at me all you want, but this one is really shit. It's really a bad movie. From all the perspectives you want to, like from the shooting, from the directing, from the plot, from the acting, scenes, just everything is really, really, really bad. Let me give you a little bit of a background. So, as a kid from the 90s, I grew up on Flash, on Tim Burton's Batman, like all the first two. The Batman and the Batman Returns. I grew up also on Michael Dudikoff and all his shit movies. So I'm really used to the shit movies and I do like them a lot. There's really good ones that actually are cult classics. But this one just takes a toll on your nerves, on your time, on your life, on everything. It's just bad. There's no point in watching it. But still, I had to endure it. Let me give you also a little bit of background why I guess it is so bad. So, it's been in development from 1980 roughly to 1990, I guess. It's been reshot, it had multiple directors, it had plot changes, it had scenario changes. It pretty much they changed whatever they wanted in this movie. It was really hell. Yeah, all the budget cuts also. It wasn't helping that the studios were basically bankrupt way back in the day. And what is important for me and what actually drew me to the movie is it has been shot in Yugoslavia way back. It's been called Yugoslavia, now it's Croatia, but I'm familiar with those places and I wanted to see how it looked like all the way back in the 80s from their perspective. And I haven't been disappointed. It has some nice shots. In next minutes you'll see why is it bad. We'll go through the whole movie. I'll do some commentary and try to explain what is happening. Although I'm not sure I will be able to. But okay, we'll see. Just one question. If you're gonna watch this through all the time, ask yourself, if you were a kid way back in the 90s and you had like maybe 10 years and you saw this movie, would you be like, wow, this is really a good movie? Because when you see the costumes, when you see the CGI, although it's really not a CGI, it's just some practical effects, I guess, you would be like, what the hell is happening? What are these rubber ears? This doesn't look anything like a superhero, and just his presence is really, really bad. So, without further ado, let's look at this. Okay, the young boy is kidnapped, his family is slaughtered. We see one doctor making some experiments on animals. She gets a change of heart. She doesn't want to do experiment on the boy, but somehow they still do it. The doctor is lucky and she manages to escape away from the evil fascists and travels to America. So we fast forward like 7 years later. It cut back to our main guy, Steve O, also known as future Captain America, and we can see him limping all around. He's, I guess, preparing to leave, to go to the army. But no, wait, there's a plot twist. He's not actually going to the army itself. He's going to be experimented on. I guess he just got bored with his limping all around. Then we see Steve getting almost electrocuted, but I guess experiment is going really, really well. And in my opinion, this is probably the funniest scene in whole movie, and this is the guy that's giving a handshake to the doctor, but he's actually saluting the you-know-who. Yeah, he shoots the doctor. And guess what? There's some action scene, and believe me, the doctor gets killed. Yeah, she's dead. Also, Steve gets shot, but miraculously they save him. But yeah, he's already in a hospital, getting well, and everything is fine. He looks like shit, but still, he is ready to fight for his country. So they put him in a plane, and then he goes off and fights some Nazis, I guess, this time. Yeah, Nazis. we can see some paraphilia. We also see the Red Skull for the first time in this movie. So, in my humble opinion, they kinda did a really not that bad of a job with the Red Skull's mask. He doesn't look that terrible. He doesn't look terrible as the rat we saw a couple scenes before, but still, it's not really that good. Yeah, we can see how bad this is. But he doesn't know, or maybe he's not instructed very well, that Red Skull is also a super soldier. He is the first product of this, of the doctor that was mentioned earlier that's also dead now. And he loses the fight because he's not ready, because nobody prepared him, there was no training or nothing, and he's strapped onto the rocket and flies away. The movie cuts to some little boy that's sneaking off from his parents into the night and taking a camera and taking photos. We have a president now, and that's actually a little guy that was taking photographs of the Captain America flying all around. And we get some atrocious effects of breaking ice, and it's just really bad. A plot here is it's just all over the place. You can already see Captain America being in Canada, fighting off bad guys that were sent by the Red Skull. We also see President's friend, journalist or something, or I'm just gonna call him the accountant. And here is the first scene where Captain America is tricking people with his brilliant intelligence. So he tells the guy that he's gonna get nauseous, they have to stop the car. He gets outside, sits a little bit, and then just runs back straight to the car and drives off, leaving the guy behind. He drives off, runs away. Only thing that he knows is how to get back home somehow. And then he sees some kind of a blonde woman that resembles fiancé that he left behind, and she smacks him in the head with some bottles. Bad guys somehow know that Captain America is back, that he's been unfrosted. Yeah, in the meantime, the accountant gets shot, family also gets shot, so the bad guys are already in America. Captain America needs to find the lost journal from the doctor, because there they can find the address of the bad guy, and the bad guy is a Red Skull. And he remembers the diner that he was experimented on. Oh yeah, this is also a great scene where Captain America, in his brilliance, tricks the bad guys by hiding under the stairs, and they just run off. Haha, but not so fast, because there's more of the bad guys on the stairs, and they grab the little one, the blonde girl. We get some action scenes. Of course, Captain America beats everybody with a trash lid. In the meantime, Red Skull kidnapped the president of America, but our president is smart, and he snatches some kind of a poison or some kind of, I don't know, acid. Oh yeah, Captain America flies to the Europe, and they're going to rescue the president. And then we get to another funny scene, which was a scene from before actually, but now it includes a woman. So Captain America also said he's nauseous from the driving. They stop, and he gets outside of the car to get better, but it's actually a trick. So he runs back to the car, locks himself, and just drives off, leaving the girl behind. Brilliant. President is using the acid to tear down the doors. Doesn't go really well. And in the next scene, the girl is back. Yeah, she's back. Somehow she found the Captain America, speaks fluent Italian, and just, yeah, she's a girl boss now. She knows everything, and she's gonna save everybody. And they sit around a little bit. This is actually the Red Skull's daughter, and she's bad, mad, and wants to kill the Captain America because her daddy told her so. Of course, Captain America saves the day. I guess people are really unbothered by the shooting at first. There's some delay in these scenes, I guess. But yeah, he saves the day, and they just run off from the bad guys. Captain America also steals a bike. They run off again, and then they just throw themselves into the sea. Bad guys, I don't know, they don't want to pursue anymore for some reason. I don't know why they just wouldn't wait for them, like to resurface. How long can you hold your breath? And this is the final humoristic scene. Captain America now gets tricked, so the girl just locks herself in the car and drives off, leaving him behind. So I guess who's the fool now, Captain America? But she doesn't get really far because the bad guys are already waiting for her. They block the road and they're gonna kidnap her. Captain America gets his old suit, gets his shield, and he's ready to attack the fortress of the Red Skull and free everyone and be the hero that he deserves to be. In the meantime, President, with acid that he snatched, somehow gets outside of the prison cell, and he's even more brilliant than the Captain America because he doesn't use stairs. He actually uses some kind of medicine closet, and he gets behind the closet and the bad guys just don't even notice him. Awareness in this movie is minus 50. And of course, President gets caught because he doesn't know where he is, what he's doing. He wants to be a really noble guy and kill himself because he doesn't want to get controlled, but Captain America is already here and he's gonna save the day. Or the president. We get some action scenes, a little bit of fighting, some dramatic scenes with the Red Skull. Oh yeah, and Red Skull is not actually a Red Skull anymore because he had so many plastic surgeries. He kind of looks okayish now, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a plastic surgeon, but I would say he looks more normal. Finally, we get to the final scenes of this movie and the epic closing, which is not so epic actually. Blonde chick gets almost her satisfaction because she wants to kill the daughter of Red Skull who killed her mother, but no, she's actually more for justice, so I guess the daughter was gonna get on a trial or something. We never find out. And Red Skull has a grand plan and a grand piano at top of this fortress. Why does he has? I have no idea why piano is there, but I guess it's some kind of a nostalgia for him. And yeah, Captain America, with his grand plan, with his recording that he took from before, just mesmerizes Red Skull and gets him with a shield. Red Skull falls from the cliff, shield goes back because it's actually a boomerang, hits the daughter in the head, and yeah, this is it. They save the day, they save the president, everybody's cool, and they can go on their environmental agenda forever, I guess. So, let's do a little recap from what we saw in this disastrous movie. For the starters, Red Skull wants to learn English, and he does it quite successfully, unlike me.
Where is the pen of
Captain America seems like a funny guy, and he's a little trickster. He does it almost 3 times in the movie, with his shenanigans, with being nauseous and running out of the car and just leaving people out on the road. We also learned that the president is a real climate activist. I guess it was very popular in the 90s. Because of the Al Gore and stuff. And yeah, it's been quite right, I guess. For me personally, watching it so many times now, I still don't think it's a good movie. Really, I don't. From what I collected all over the internet and information, they changed the plot quite a lot from the Captain America. Thankfully, they kinda redeemed themselves with Captain America First Avenger. On the good side, for me personally, I think this is a landmark movie for the Marvel and the Captain America franchise in general. If I'm correct, there were like maybe one series before, 70s, 80s, something like that. And this is actually the first, let's say, modern movie before the first Avenger came out and all the Marvel craze. So I guess that's good. If you managed to get this far, I hope you will like, share, subscribe, all this good stuff. And I hope to see you in the next one. The end.